So I know y'all seen the title, okay? And in this video, we're gonna I'm gonna tell you the story on how tarot changed my life, like completely, and how tarot can change yours, okay? So let me introduce myself. My name is AJ. I actually have a YouTube channel that I have pretty much been uploading on for the past 4 years called the Crazy Dreamer Network. It's typically a faceless YouTube channel. I really just pull the cards and show my hands, and it is a timeless pick a card YouTube channel to where we explore messages, forecasts, varying different topics, right? Different spiritually based topics. So I was inspired yesterday to film this reading about how tarot changed my life and how I know if it changed my life, then it could change other people's lives too, right? So I think it's interesting because I got this idea through tarot journaling, right? Got this idea through tarot journaling yesterday. So the full moon in Virgo / a total eclipse that just passed March 3rd of this year, we're in 2026. Y'all, this information will apply if you're watching this video a year from now. So just bear with me and stay tuned. So that whole astrological transit happened in the beginning of March. And it was heavy on me, y'all. It was heavy on me. First off, I'm a Pisces. Second off, the full moon was in the sign completely opposite of me, right? And the third thing is we experienced a total eclipse, which, brings a lot of change into our existence, right? Our reality. So long story short, that was a lot on me, right? So yesterday I'm like, ooh, I gotta do something to get all of these thoughts on paper or all of these questions that I have swirling in my mind on paper. So lo and behold, I am also the creator of this beautiful one-of-a-kind tarot journal. I outsourced an artist by the name of Sandrine, and she's an artist, a Chilean artist outside of, I believe, Switzerland. And we met years ago, long story. So if you guys want to know that story, I could tell it later if you guys are interested. But long story short, we created this tarot journal maybe in 2022, actually. Created this tarot journal, and here I am today. So I love it. It's just great. And I recommend, before we get started in the story, that everyone have a tarot journal. Get a tarot journal to track your readings, whether that be for yourself, whether that be for clients, whether that be for your friends and family. Because when you do that, especially writing it down, knowing tarot as a system that it is, especially if you write down your findings in the journal, you start to see dots connect, right? Backwards. So I say all that to say, if you guys don't have one, get mine. It's available on Amazon. It's available on my Stan store. The link is in the description and in the pinned comments below. And it's just a great journal. It has a beautiful introduction. There's amazing spreads. I think there's like 3 amazing spreads. I actually used, which one did I use yesterday? I used the Mystic 7 yesterday. So yes, I used this one yesterday. It's a short version of the Celtic Cross. I didn't have much time, so I did the Mystic 7. This one's like my favorite. It's kind of like my go-to because I usually don't have enough time to do the Celtic Cross, so I just did the Mystic 7. But this one is what I did yesterday, and I asked myself, so this is my tarot journal. Excuse me. You guys probably can't tell online, but it's dirty as heck because I take it everywhere with me. I really write in it. There's my name. If you find it, boom, my info. I had to flash that really quick. Hold on. And here are, hold on, all the pages, along with y'all up in my business. I'm just kidding. But there's a lot of pages, right? A lot of pages used. So yeah, so long story short, how tarot changed my life. Let's get there. It's already 5 minutes, so I want to keep this brief. So I want to say I started to get into tarot around 2017, 2018. I am a Pisces, mind you, and I'm very spiritual, always have been. You know, if I had wavered on, you know, my belief systems, it was very short, but I've always believed in something, right? So long story short, I was staying at a friend's house, my best friend at the time. I was staying at her house, and we had been going through it, child. Like, I mean, going through, we had been experiencing a lot of just like the kids say, L's after L's after L's for like a consistent period of time. And it was taking a toll on us. So long story short, which people often do, we were seeking guidance, right? We were seeking guidance. And my friend at the time, she's Christian. Her parents are Christian and stuff. And I had come from a Christian household. Like my mother, she is a Christian. She believes in, you know, Christianity and the teachings of the Bible. Love that. Nothing wrong with that, right? So we had watched something like I think it was like a pastor, and he had a message. It was really good. But that's when we kind of started to delve deeper into the YouTube rabbit hole looking for like guidance, because we had found that sermon on YouTube. So some type of like bridge of incidents happened to where my friend found out that she had to move from her apartment literally by the end of the month. Like I think she signed her lease wrong and she had to move out very quickly, right? So me being there, me being her friend and her best friend, she being my best friend, I was like, girl, like, let's put our thinking caps on. Let's manifest something to do. Like, let's do something. Like, I'll help you if you need moral support, whatever, I'm here. So I remember that whole month we were looking for places for her. We would just really try to shift our consciousness and our mindset and our energies to be more like positive. So whatever that was going on could be dealt with in a decent manner. Long story short, she ended up finding a beautiful apartment, actually, right by the beach. And, you know, everything was said and done. It was good. It worked out seamlessly, like spirit had aligned it, right? So when she moved in, she was like, you know, for helping me, you know, you could always stay with me if you need a place to stay or anything. Before that, I know she had some like, you know, some trials and stuff, and she had to come stay with me and my mom. At the time I was living with my mom. So I was like, you know what, I should be okay, but I'll definitely take you up on that offer if need be. Fast forward, need be, the need came, and I ended up staying at her house. And again, I want to say not too far after that, we started to watch tarot readings on YouTube, and in particular, pick-a-card readings, right? And we had never done it before, but I think it was like a love reading or something. We were like looking for, I know for sure she was looking for like a partner at the time. And maybe I was just like, well, what's in my love life? Like, what's the forecast in my love life? So we were listening to it, and my God, it was so spot on. It was so spot on. It was a little strange. It was scary, right? So we started getting just uber kind of obsessed with watching these readings, and we were like addicted to the readings. So long story short, I want to say it was on my friend's birthday that one of her friends came by and bought over an oracle deck, right? And at first, me and my friend, we're definitely intrigued. We're definitely like, oh my gosh, kind of want to, you know, use it. We kind of want to, you know, do something with it. But we're a little hesitant because of what our prior, I want to say, religious convictions were. None of us were super devout Christian or anything like that. But, you know, when you're indoctrinated in a religion, it kind of, you still have those ideologies lingering in the back of your mind. So you're kind of like, okay, maybe I should just tread lightly, right? So long story short, I want to say at the time her friend had like pulled cards, or maybe the deck had fell off all over the floor, like 52 pickup, right? Those of you who know or don't know what 52 pickup is, it's like, I don't really know the game in question, but I know that like It's usually like a card deck that ends up falling over the floor and like people have to pick it up. I don't know if whoever picks up the most wins. I don't know how that happens, but it's like the card deck like falls over everywhere, right? So that's what happened with this Oracle deck. So I felt like, I was like, well, it fell on the floor. So I ended up picking up a card just randomly and then reading the guidebook, and it was like, damn, it was accurate as hell. So fast forward, I want to say, I don't know if it was during her birthday or another friend's birthday, but basically she was gifted a tarot deck, the Rider-Waite Tarot. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. Like, you know, whoever gave you this was so thoughtful. Like, that's a cool gift, right? So she was still a little reluctant to use the deck, understandably so. And since I was there, my curious self was like, oh my gosh, like we should crack open this deck one day and like do readings for each other or something. I didn't really drive home the point, but I was like, you know, one day we will. Obviously it's here, right? So one night we just got bored and we start playing with the tarot deck, and it was kind of like love at first sight to me. I was like, wow, this is kind of cool. Like, what do all these symbols and signs and what does all this mean, right? And so as I started to learn the system of tarot, right, the major arcana, the minor arcana, the pip cards, the court cards, and all that jazz, numerology, and rewind back to like even before I started to like stay with her, or like we started to get engulfed in what the tarot was. I was always into astrology since I was like 12 years old. I would always go to cafe astrology. That's my chosen method of looking at my natal chart and stuff like that. I wasn't too like fixated on it, but I was just interested in esoteric and the occult and stuff like that. So long story short, I think I ran past, even before I started to delve into the tarot, I would read Neville Goddard and Florence Scovel Shinn, and I would be listening to them and everything like that. So I was already into esoterica and into like, you know, the hidden, but tarot just really drove it home for me, right? I think me and her just got too obsessive with like the tarot card readings online. So we kind of stepped back. Like, I know I did for sure. I think she did too, though. I ended up moving back in with my mom. It just didn't work out with me and my friend, and not in a bad way. Just like the lifestyles were kind of different and I needed more subtle and like calm, right? So ended up moving back in with my mom. I got into this bad car accident, and I had really, I want to say after that car accident, it was actually after Kobe Bryant had, you know, ascended too, and Gigi Bryant had ascended, and all the people that was in that plane, God rest their souls. It was just like a shift, like a turning point for me. And I was just like, okay, so I was really going through like this metamorphosis, and I was like not only watching readings a lot, but I was giving readings to myself and learning the tarot, right? So I'll fast forward to watching readings and like journaling and like really doing the self-work, even before I started to really become a master, right? But really become proficient in reading the tarot, especially for myself. I do not kid when I say even watching like specific, like Pisces specific readings, and I'm a double Pisces, so that maybe those type of readings might resonate a little bit more with me because I have two aspects of Pisces in my top 3. Just watching the pick a cards and the like the Pisces readings, they would prophesize. Like they actually clocked a lot of how my life was about to change, right? A lot. So I say all that to say, I was doing the inner work. I was journaling. I have been doing the inner work for quite some time. And I think that's why I started to see a shift. And I know sometimes as conscious beings, we might think, okay, doing the work is just going to be like this straight line. But in reality, there's a lot of twists and turns that come with it that you would have never expected, but it all leads you to the same place, right? where you're trying to get to. So I had this like completely, I was watching this one reading. Damn, I can't even remember the reader, but she was like legit. Like I loved her aesthetic. I loved her style. Like how she read was like, it was dope. And she clocked everything. I mean, everything that was about to happen in my life. Mind you, this is a collective reading. It's a pick a card. So you only have like 4 options, right? They're narrowed down. So everything in one of those piles happened. Everything completely changing my life. I ended up moving out of my mom's house. I ended up getting a job. I ended up moving into an apartment that I manifested, right? With the help of like a boss of mine. And mind you, one of the readers who, like the reading that changed my life, clocked all that. It said I was gonna meet this person and they were gonna help me change my life and and it happened, right? So that's one way tarot had changed my life. Now, part 2 is when I started to really learn and to become proficient with the system of tarot, right? This is just a random deck that I have. I just bought it. It's brand new, the Animal Tarot. I've been eyeing it for a while. I'll do that too. I'm kind of crazy like that. I'll like kind of like see decks, see other readers have decks on YouTube, and I'm like, okay, like seems like a cute or a visually pleasing deck. I will write it on my list to get, right? So yeah, so long story short, with the tarot comprises of 22 major arcanas, which translate into major like life events, right? Big life events. And then what is it? 22 major arcanas and 56 minor arcanas, which consist of, I believe the pip cards are called these are called the pip cards. So this is the 10 of Wands. I don't know what pip means, but I'm assuming like numbers or something like that. So, or anyways, 10 of Wands would be like the minor arcana. And then what also comprises the minor arcana are the court cards. I'm trying to find one now, so just give me a second. Okay, here's a court card. This is the Page of Cups, and the page usually means like kind of like new energy. It's the youngest, right? So when we're talking about the court cards, we're talking about the court of the royal family or royalty, right? So starting from the lowest, let's start from the highest. You usually have the king, the queen, the knight, and the page, or like the princess or something like that. Some decks will be different names. So instead of the page, it'll say the princess or whatever, right? But yeah, so the minor arcana consist of the court cards and the regular numbered cards, right? That's in any given suit, right? So the suit would be, like I just showed y'all, with the 10 of Wands, the suit would be wands, which translates into fire. And then this court card, the suit would be the cups, which translates into emotions, right? Water. So how tarot, part 2, changed my life was through learning the system, like learning it like a researcher, like engulfing my mind, my whatever I was doing into learning these cards, right? I bought courses on tarot, like with some of my favorite readers. I bought journals. Also, let me not show you that one because it's dirty. But in this journal, we break down all 56 cards, right? So this is the major arcanas, and we have all the major arcanas, right? So it teaches you tarot in the journal, right? We even have the minor arcanas, minor arcana, and numerology that goes with tarot. I think that's pretty cool because it helps, right? Oh, I'll show you this. So where is it? Oh my God. Oh yeah, cups, water, Wands, fire. Swords, air. Pentacles, earth. And then it kind of goes, I don't know if y'all can see it. That might be backwards. Short. Cups, water, emotions, love, and or sex, feelings. Wands, fire, movement, progress, timing, success, intuition, action. Swords, air, thoughts, ideas, worry, information. Pentacles, earth, material, tangibility, money, business, external reality, right? So those are the suits. So using all of the tools is really what helped me to learn the tarot as a system. And again, how that has changed my life is like, I feel like really in reality, y'all, I was able to consciously manifest, like consciously, like I had been doing that, right? So like we all knew The Secret, you know, when that movie came out. We all knew kind of like Esther Hicks and Jerry Hicks, where they had those books, Ask and It Is Given. And you are consciously manifesting, right? When you start to adhere to those teachings and that knowledge, Neville Goddard, Florence Scovel Shinn, you start to manifest, but you're not necessarily seeing your thoughts and how your energy is ebbing and flowing in real time until you kind of like use the tarot. Because in my opinion, I do pick a card readings, and personally I do believe that depending on your energy level, your belief, how you're believing in these readings or whatever, how open you are to the information that you're receiving, and how receptive you are, really, that's what plays a role in whether or not it seems like they're gonna kind of be applicable to you, right? Or they'll come true, right? Because tarot isn't really, it's not necessarily to fortune tell. You can fortune tell with tarot. I'm not gonna deny that, right? You can do that. However, to me, the best way to use a tarot is almost like a mini therapist. It's like developing self-awareness and becoming more attuned to how your frequency is ebbing and flowing at any given moment, if that makes sense. At any given time. It doesn't have to be every single day. This could be within a week. This could be within a month, right? Especially if you're doing readings for yourself. To me, that's one of the best ways to use the tarot, is when you do readings for yourself, you're able to see more deeply into your subconscious, almost like your subconscious activities. You know, they say that the subconscious rules 95% of what we do. The conscious only rules 5%, right? So if we're operating our lives from a subconscious space, but we're not aware of that, we're just kind of on autopilot, the tarot helps you to see that in real time, right? I was telling a friend, like, I had one of the best tarot journaling sessions that I had in a while. I think I just mentioned that to you guys earlier in this conversation, that I had in a while. And it was because I did ask a very deep question. I won't say what it is because it's kind of private, but I asked a very deep question. And literally it was almost as if when I pulled the cards, I did a Mystic 7 spread. When I had pulled the cards, it was like it was reading my mind. I didn't say anything. I'm just asking a question, right? But it's almost telling me what I already know to do, or what I already know to be true, that's lodged in the back of my mind. But for some reason, I might not want to admit it. It might be hard to pull that information out of myself because maybe I'm not ready to be as honest with myself, but it's clocking my tea every time. So ultimately it answered my question. And yeah, it was really great. I needed that because I don't have time to go to therapy. That's a ambition of mine. That's a thing that I want to do eventually. And I've been to certain therapists and counselors and stuff like that, and they're amazing. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a licensed professional. I am getting my degree in psychology, and that is something that I'm pursuing, but I am not a licensed professional. But I'm saying what works for me is that who knows me better than I know me. So instead of spending however amount of time doing trial and error, maybe not clicking with this therapist or this counselor, who knows me better than me, right? So that's why I use the tarot. And it's, man, I've manifested apartments, I've manifested homes, cars, anything, like even just down to the smallest things. And it's conscious, right? We're always manifesting. We're always calling things into our lives, right? But I feel as if using the tarot in relation to manifestation will change your life. It just will, especially those who are into tarot readings and the occult, which is just hidden knowledge, right? People who are into that, it's really a self-reflection tool. It's a self-assessment tool, right? So yes, I say all that to say, as we get into how it could change your life, I think no matter what deck you get, I would personally start with the Rider-Waite Tarot, because it comes, let me see if I could find one. Hold on. Okay, so this isn't a Rider-Waite Tarot, but it's inspired by the Rider-Waite Tarot. I have a Rider-Waite Tarot here, but it's not the regular one. Hold on. So technically this is the Rider-Waite Tarot, and I think my cards are actually downstairs, but this is the Rider-Waite Tarot. You can't really see them, but I'm going to show you guys the difference. So let's see. So this is a recreation based off the Rider-Waite Tarot, just with black and brown people on it, right? So this is what the cards look like. And I wanted to show you guys this because the Rider-Waite Tarot is just like, people, of lighter complexion. But this creator who created this deck, she wanted to see herself as well as the people around her in the cards, right? So they have black and brown people in these cards. So, but this is what the Rider-Waite Tarot looks like, okay? You have the name of the card, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and it looks just like that, except for it's a person of color on the card, this one, right? So, long story short, I would get like a regular Rider-Waite Tarot, or go support your girl. This is the Mahogany Tarot by Kashira Hickson. If you want to see yourself in the cards, I'd recommend them. She actually has another deck too that's like the world. So she has every type of ethnicity. Like, it's really cool. I actually want to get that deck too. So I would start with the regular one because this is basically the standard, right? And and learn the system. Learn the systems of the cards. We won't get into depth with what the cards are and their meanings in this video because I'm already at 30 minutes, but if you guys are interested in it, absolutely, I'm super down to do that. I feel for you all, whoever's watching and is resonating with this information, tarot can change your life, especially those of you who are already privy to manifestation and energy and how energy works and how like the law of attraction works and like, what we think we become, and who are into spirituality, right? In that sense. And who also needs something maybe a bit more concrete and tangible to see what it is that you're going through in real time. We already know scientifically that journaling works, right? Journaling works because we're getting our emotions down on paper and we are able to release what's going on from within on paper, right? So we could burn it if it's something that we don't want a part of our system anymore. If it's something we're looking to create or to manifest, we could, we're putting it out to God's ears, right? So to speak. So that's how I feel like tarot could work for all of us, is through using the cards in tandem to almost like as a check-in on your energy, especially when you have a specific thing in mind that you want to manifest or you want to see, play out in your life or in your reality and things of that nature. So with that being said, I want you guys to go check out my stand store. I am selling these beautiful one-of-a-kind tarot journals. You guys will love it. It's such a good buy. It's just amazing. It's changed my life. Even through making these, I use my own product and it's beautiful. It's visually stunning. I am also coming out with a tarot deck myself called the dreamr Tarot. I am taking pre-orders. That will also be on my stand store. So I'll try to put the PNGs and the mock-ups up on the screen so you guys can see them. They're very cute. It's the same theme as the tarot journal, kind of esque, right? And yeah, you guys, I just thank you guys for listening to me. I really hope you got something out of this message. I hope it wasn't too all over the place. I didn't script it. I'm kind of coming straight from the dome, so give me some grace. And yeah, if you guys are interested in spiritually based topics such as this one, how-tos related to spirituality and just like conversational, talks about spirituality and anything like that, this is the place. So yeah, go to the stand store. It's in the description and in the pinned comments. Check it out. You guys can also book consultations with me. Just go check out the stand store. It's everything in there. But yeah, I love you all so much. I really hope this video sparked something within you. And yeah, this was kind of fun for me. So I'm going to try to come back on here more often. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I really hope this resonated with you. If it did, leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.